Right guys, in this video I'm going to show you some of the benefits of the board that I use. I made it just from a few bits and just built it up, adding things and making it more effective and more efficient for what I do. Alright? If you string a bag off the back of a float, it will create a lot of drag. I like to put everything on top of the board. One of the benefits of having a platform on the water is putting scallops on there. They don't move, so they just sit there. I put the lobsters inside the bags, and when I'm cutting the scallops out, I have the knife on my board all ready to go, proper scallop in one. I have a bag or a little tub to put the scallops in as well. There's nothing worse than lunking about the scallops in their shells all the way back to the car. So I do like to cut them out the shell on the spot, take them home, cook them up. A couple of big benefits from having a board like this. If you're swimming out to a mark through waves, you can duck dive it, whereas some of the banks boards or some of the more buoyant floats or float boards, you can't duck dive them under the waves, so it will just roll you straight over. Also, if you're in tide, get up on the board, leaning on it, you can go almost twice as fast, just to get yourself out of any danger. When I am getting kitted up, I walk into about waist deep water with a board on my back, and then I'll use it as a platform. When I take the board off, I'll lean on it just to get my fins on, so it's nice to have something so that you don't just topple around. Especially when you've already got a camouflage wetsuit on, you don't want to look like more of a dick. Right, I'm going to try and take you through my board as best I can. These toggles are pretty handy. It's all about the clip that holds the bungee, and then I've just put a little ball on the end of it just to stop it fully coming through, but it holds it really well, so I've stuck with that for quite a while now, and I've had no guns or anything come out of that system. Yeah, so they're pretty good, they're well made. On the front end, I've just got a simple clip system. I did roll with them before, but I've tried to adapt it to make it a bit better. This clip just keeps the fins on when I'm walking, and then I'll clip this onto my waist while I'm sorting out my gear so the board doesn't float away, or if I'm cutting scallops in the water. This bag did have a good bit of bungee around it, but over time, like, the bungee's perished. But it still does the job. I can still pop lobsters under there, or I'll use the green bag also. That's handy. The torch I'll have on the back of my hand. It's an XHP 70 torch with two batteries at 22650, something like that. So there's loads of juice in the batteries. They last a good 3-4 hours. Like, I've never had it run out on me, but I do charge it after each dive. The clear box at the front, I put sea rubbish in there, like fishing line or plastic bags. These little twisty clip things, they're like pipe cleaners. I use them just to attach my lobster hook, my flag, and also the green bag I put lobsters inside. So if I've got a couple of lobsters on the board, I'll put an extra one in the bag. The lobster hook's an interesting one. I got one made for me a little bit longer, just so I can reach back inside the holes so I don't disturb the lobster. One of the greater risks of diving in the UK is boats. Anyone can just get in a boat and drive it. You don't need to take any tests, so it's quite a worrying aspect of diving. My dive flag stands about a metre off my board, and also in a sea swell, anyone can see it. If my flag comes unleashed or comes out of the hole, I've got it leashed on this little cord, so I won't lose it. At least it'll still be hanging. The old saying goes, leash it or lose it. Right, as I've said before, this clear box at the front, I put fishing line or plastic bags in there. I've attached a cylindrical rod holder behind it, and that's reinforced with a bit of metal. When the flag's upright, this little carbon stick keeps the flag out even with no wind, so it's highly visual. Right, take it from me or learn the hard way. Don't put lobsters and crabs together. They will mash each other up. So this bag comes in really handy. The opening, the crocodile mouth opening, really helps just for wedging them in. Right, and the next thing to pay attention to is this light. I think it's a camping light. It's rechargeable, which is handy. It's got a few different settings. It's waterproof to 2 meters. I've super glued some Velcro to the back of it and to the box, and that just sits there on top. It'll light up my flag, so my dive buddies can see my flag, my board, and also boats if I'm night diving. I have a little whistle on there. If you've ever seen Titanic, you know, I'd probably just have one. Yeah. I also have a stringer on the side of the board. I do prefer to have... Sorry, a bit of commotion downstairs with the kids. Anyway, so I prefer to have a stringer on the board as well. I put my fish there just on the off chance a shark might bite my face off. I'm in the UK, but I still have it in my mind. I feel more at ease if they're on the board. Okay. I have had fish strung to my belt before and had seals try and rag them off me at about 10 meters, and it's quite a fright, especially if you're night diving and they pop up and try and rag them off you. The newest modification are these handles, these hose handles. I hope you like them. They are really handy actually, and also I put this drinks holder on there. I either put a bottle of water or I put a little scallop tub on there. It's quite handy. I have my scallop knife attached to this bit of hose. Holds the knife quite well, but these knives are quality for cutting into the scallops. They're flexi blade and they're only about 3 or 4 quid, so they're easily replaced. There's a little whistle from Titanic. Right, this is a camping wash bag. It's a great visual because it's bright yellow. It's fared well over the last couple of years. I thought the zips would go, but they're still great. It's got a few different little pockets in it. I mainly just use it to put these little zip bags in for cutting fish or scallops. It's got another big bag in case I need to put equipment in. And also I've got a compass just for misty situations, foggy situations. I also put my phone in there inside another waterproof bag just to, you know, make sure it's nice and dry. This one here, so it does the job, both of them together. Right, I string a pair of Crocs on the back of my board. They will save you lots of money on socks. You know, walk to the water in your Crocs, string them on the back of your board, and then put your fins on. Right, this float line's a winner. I've got 2 meters of bungee attached to some fish tank float line. Inside the float line, I've strung some Dyneema, and I've attached shark clips to either end. To make sure it's completely watertight, make sure you use silicone or marine goop inside it. I have a shark clip on the front of the board just so I can let out half the line and clip it in for like night dives or shallow water. Now I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to put everything back on the board and to string everything together. Hey, first thing I'm going to do is wind my line up. It's the best and most efficient way of doing it. This is why you have a few swivels on the line. Okay, as you're doing this, your board will be well away from you, and then the swivels, I've got 2 swivels on there. I'll stop the kinks in the line, take that off, and then use the bungee just to keep it all together. There, and then that's it into there. Okay, that isn't going anywhere. After use, this is attached to there, so I'll take that off. Water bottle. Okay, that'll just keep that together. Nice and simple. That'll go underneath. And just half a turn on that. My flag, which should be upright. I don't really properly attach it, I just wind it up. Put it there, and then with this one again, another twist. There. The crooks. These will save you many pairs of socks, so I highly recommend these. Okay, string them through there. There, and that's tight, that's not going anywhere. And then they're on the side in case I want to swim on the board. The gun, these are effective. This is the main lock-in. There, again, that is not coming out at all. And then the top half, push that down on this, just a little hook there, which will clip against these here. Okay, that's not going anywhere. The handles. My scalloping knife. Got my bags in there if you want to cut the scallops. Scalloping knife in there. And a piece of hose. That's not going anywhere. Right, that's the bag for my phone. So I'll put my phone inside there, wrap it up, and then that goes inside here, so my phone will sit inside there, zipped up. I've got a compass inside there, just in case. Lobster hook, very handy. It's much better getting a slightly longer one rather than the ones on the market, just so that you can sit on the edge of the holes, get behind them, pull them out, and then grab them. Or tickle them from behind, they'll turn around and then you can grab them. Okay? I've done this with, I've just got some rubber, that's 14mm rubber, old rubber that I wasn't using. Wrapped it up with white cord and then glued it all together. I never use this when I'm lobstering. This is just when I'm at the surface and I've got a lobster, I'll put it around there. Never have this attached to you when you're dealing with a lobster. Otherwise, you get it stuck, you're down there. Okay, so remember, if you ever have anything on your wrist, make sure it's at the surface. Okay, just so you can deal with stuff on the surface. Okay, this one I attach to this side here, like that. And then with this one, wrap it around. that's attached. My hand torch there. Okay, then I've got my hands free. Okay, my fins go in here. Okay, this one's attached to there. This one goes to there. That's not moving at all. See there? Torch, I'll just chuck in there. GoPro camera. That I can just chuck in there, or I can bungee it with something. Mask in there. Okay. Right, so that's all my gear. I would have my suit on, I'd have my belt on, I'd have my knives, and I'd have a drop weight. Okay? The rest of it is all on there. Okay, so when I walk to the water, everything's on there. What is that? I've seen loads of things on the market, but none of them really deal with it. None of it is as reliable as something like this. Okay. Right, I may have rattled on a little bit in this video, but I wanted to get the I wanted to give something back to the spearfishing community. I've learnt a lot, and it's only due to picking people's brains and you know, all the videos on YouTube really. So I hope you took something from this video. Let me know what you thought of it. Ping me a message. Thanks for watching. See you soon.